Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, the 27th of March, 2025, and that's supposed to be a big day. And I'm just taking a wait and see approach. Yes, we had a lot of astrological or astronomical things, depending on your point of view, happen. And we all know now that that matters a lot to the elite because they're really into that stuff. Just had to give that guy a thumbs up because he has a Tesla. I feel bad for the Tesla owners getting terrorized. And yes, that's what it is, terror. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, signs and wonders. But before we get into that, and we'll not touch too much on that, I want to give a shout out to everyone who has been in this community since, like, giddy up with me. And for those older, giddy up means, and the younger, I guess, because that's definitely Gen X. Giddy up means from the start. Now, a lot of the subscribers are over 35, but we're getting a strong showing of those under 25. That has increased, I want to say that's tripled if I'm not mistaken, and that's awesome. Because we don't do that ageism BS on this channel. Don't be commenting that boomer BS stuff, and don't, if you're older, don't be commenting. You whippersnappers don't know how to work. And like, meanwhile, I work my tail off, and I'm feeling it. Oh boy, am I feeling it financially? But I'm not quitting. That's what's important. Also, we have an increase in the listed female, so please, none of that genderism BS either, because we don't play any of that junk here. Everyone's welcome. If you got some common sense, some intelligence, and you really just want to get the real deal, you want to use your brain and make money doing it. Now, here's where I'm going with. So welcome everyone. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, everything you guys do. I appreciate it. And we're going to be really blowing this channel up. Got a lot of plans for this. Thank you for the positive or even just voting on the idea of PDFs. I appreciate that. We're definitely going to be doing PDFs on here. And taking care of all the legal on here, because even though I'm a certified reporter, I do want to make sure everything legal is done on this channel, because we tell the truth here, and the truth is not a popular thing, despite what you may have heard otherwise. Now, for the older demographics, the focus here is on, because you may own a house outright, but you got heavy taxes and insurance. You might be an older person like me looking to buy properties, but everything is just so insanely priced, and the current owners, the sellers, are refusing to come down for a whole host of reasons. Now, you could be a younger person who is who you can see the future. You see what it is, and you're like, whoa, I gotta get what's mine here before everything just really goes to, well, use your own expression. I try not to cuss on this channel. And boy, could we ever cuss. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the show. To use that expression. The signs and wonders for Thursday the 27th are numerous. We got the whole a swirly thing in the sky, photographs from everywhere from Croatia to the U.S. Huge shout out to Croatia, by the way. Lovely people there. That twirly thing in the sky. Now, as someone who is into conspiracy theories, I know that could be manufactured in the sky for everyone to see. That could be a test run. I get it. But it could also be kind of like a bat symbol. So let's say that was manufactured, man-made. It's a signal, much akin to the bat signal. Definitely not saying it's for any positive purposes, but what I am saying is it could be a signal for those 1%ers. Now, to give a shout out to JWK, and I did put it on X, what I watched this morning, he covered that in detail. I also put a video up on X from Jungle Inc., as well as Common Sense Crypto this morning. Definitely give those three a follow. And like I said yesterday, Michael Bordenaro, Todd Sachs at Sachs Realty, all worth a follow. You get the real deal. Those are definitely go-to sources for me. But anyway, to get back to all this, we got the whole Signs and Wonders thing going on. We have the SEC having their meeting. We're supposedly getting the sign-off on Atkins, even though I thought it was just a subcommittee, not a, I don't know, have full committee vote. But so we have to, be wary of that, because people overhype things, and we're not into the overhyped stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. We're into reality. Now, with all that stuff going on, and like I said in another video, they could be just trying to create a situation where, the Fed said this, but the crypto czar said this, whatever. They're gonna do a lot of distractions. However, Rich over at Common Sense Crypto brought up a lot of things that are coming down the pipe, and they're coming down pretty fast. And that speed at which they are bringing all this stuff in kind of surprised me a little bit, because I'm like, what about this whole November thing with the Fed? Then I realized, just like how XRP Healthcare is coming online early with their IPO, they're launching like, a year and a half, 2 years sooner than projected. We could have a thing where the Fed, their whole Fed Now thingy for domestic and international payments. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of bad drivers here. Their whole thingy for domestic and international payments could be ready before that November date. That's my thought, at least. I don't have any inside information on that, or any journalistic information on that, but applying logic, which is what we do on this channel, not common sense logic, but formal logic, which is very different. Critical thinking, analysis, and for lack of a better term, we have a lot of little events, and we could have what they call in psychology and sociology the Gestalt effect, where the sum of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, basically. So it's like you add you're boiling water, and then you add hot water to it, makes it boil faster, that type of thing. Even though I think in physics, if you add ice cubes, it boils faster, some kind of contrarian thing. But anyway, I'm trying to remember that physics class I took, loved it. But no, thanks for signaling now. So we got a lot of little things building up into a crescendo, and when that crescendo hits, it's going to surprise the living daylights out of everybody. So while I am sticking to my traditional things, you have to understand due diligence. Due diligence and legal must be done. You got all the little details that must be signed off on and everything else. I am aware of the fact that this could have already been prepared. Not necessarily done, not necessarily agreed upon ahead of time, at least not completely, but in general. So let's just say hypothetically, in general, the general layout has been planned out. If that's the case, then all this stuff could happen rather quickly. So that November date, I am beginning to have a serious question about, because it is indeed possible that they're going to surprise the living daylights out of everybody, and by I would say a couple of months everything will be worked out. But then again, what's going to happen is that in order for it to be all worked out within a couple of months, we're going to get a lot of shock and awe. So we're going to get a lot of hits on little things here and there, until bam, it's right there. So I want to tie this back to something that people don't necessarily realize that they're doing. Let's just call it capital acquisition and capital management. Now, some of the folks are like, "Oh, I never heard that stuff before." I just did my thing where I worked hard, got my overtime, worked the second job. My wife worked, we bought the house, blah blah blah. You were doing capital management, capital acquisition, and capital management. Now, the world has changed. It's a very different place. You could nowadays get married now. Both of you work your tails off, somehow keep your marriage together, and still not get ahead. Because the world, being an economist, I tie that to the advent of fiat currency. Fiat currency does lead to some good things, but the bad side has really manufactured itself here, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you. So what I really want to bring up is that in order to maintain the capital acquisition and management, you have to not fall into the signs and wonders, as I call it. There's going to be a lot of woohoo stuff, put it to you that way. To explain signs and wonders, very basic. You're going to get a lot of woohoo stuff. You're going to get a lot of conjecture out there that may or may not make sense to you. And they're going to try to hype you up and excite you. Stay level, stay chill, and just, I was going to say go with it, but stay focused on what you know is true, which is that you own an asset that's going to be required to do everything. Specifically, I'm talking about XRP. Am I saying it's one coin to rule them all? No, not necessarily. Eventually, will XRP begin to absorb other cryptocurrencies? More than likely, yes. Hence the reason why Interledger protocol is going on. Hence the reason why the Codius was, jokingly, air quotes on that, relatively quietly announced and forgotten about. The information is out there. You just got to know how to put it together. So don't fall for the BS. Don't fall for the hype. Hold on to your stuff. Keep acquiring what you can, but follow the rules. Rule number 1, do not overbuy. They want you to overbuy simply for their profits. The exchanges want you to overbuy. Some of these companies are just going to be right after those quarterly reports and want you to buy. I'm not saying every company is like that. Definitely not, especially not in crypto. You have a lot of people in crypto world who are really trying to make the world a better place via crypto. And that's awesome. Because this is something where the air quote boomers will be very surprised. A lot of the under 35s are picking up the mantle of trying to make this world a better place, because what they're seeing is how crooked everything is. Now, I know a lot of you I hate using the term boomers, but I'll just say baby boomers can understand and appreciate that, because a lot of you were hippies. A lot of you in Gen X feel like I do. We definitely need to make the world a better place, but while getting our own, what we need for ourselves. That's what I mean by getting our own. Now, with all this stuff going on, stay focused, stay disciplined, don't get caught up in the hype, don't overbuy, well, first let me say, nothing I say is financial advice, technical advice, legal advice, nor any other type of advice whatsoever. That being said, my opinion is pay off all the debts you possibly can while still acquiring crypto, because the switchover is happening. Hedera shared something from, or rather I think it was Hashpack, shared something about real world assets coming on the Hedera HBAR ecosystem, and how that's trotting along quite well. So we got a lot of good solid projects doing a lot of good solid things, and in short, this is a great opportunity. So manage your money, do as tight as be as tight as you can with your money. Let the normies do their thing. Doesn't mean you have to go along. This might not make you popular with your neighbors, but your neighbors don't pay your bills. So, and let me say one last thing before we close out. Do not interact with bots. It happens a lot on Rich's channel. Rich even made a video he put up last night where talking about how not to interact with the bots, how you shouldn't interact with bots. You can tell a bot because you'll see a comment, but the comment doesn't have YouTube's little graying on it saying that this is the owner of the channel who's commenting. If you don't see a little gray thing, it's BS. Don't listen to that person. Report the comment. When I catch it on my channel, I report, I hide user, but I've done a couple of things which I don't speak about publicly to mitigate that, so this way my followers don't catch any BS. I have communicated it with a couple of other content creators, and we're seeing how it goes. If it works, we'll quietly spread this counter to the scammers. So please like this video. If you do like it, make sure you share it. Please share. And all my subscribers, thank you for joining. And if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Good luck today, and be good to each other. Peace.